The sun doesn't shine for itself. Rivers don't drink their own water. And flowers don't smell their own scent. Everything in nature is here to serve others. It's all part of an ecosystem. And humans, we're part of an ecosystem too, but we just have gotten a little bit lost, I think. And so when I feel like I need some guidance, I just come into nature, into a forest, into a park, like whatever you can do. There's so much nature available for us. Nature can be our greatest teacher if we just let it. I'm just sat here in the middle of a big field. I'm actually in the middle of Manchester right now, and it's quite a industrial place. I just went for a little walk, just a few minutes, and I managed to find this country lane and then this field here. And so I've just been sat here for the last half an hour, just being in nature, just allowing nature to give me guidance, I guess, to help clear my energy. So it's really good to go barefoot on the ground. You can see I've got some friends here, got flies. I actually have ants on my actual camera right now, so one might crawl across the camera soon. Like I'm just covered in beautiful ants. There's caterpillars, there's everything here. And they all just live in harmony. Nature is incredible. Of course, there's a food chain. Of course, they eat each other. They're designed that way. They manage each other, right? They make sure that everything stays in balance. And for there to be balance, there has to be creation and destruction. You think about a thunderstorm, right? Yeah, a huge thunderstorm, crazy lightning, wind, everything, trees falling over. But it doesn't last forever, right? It clears the energy and then it's back to balance. Then you have the calm again. I love nature. I love learning from nature. There's so much wisdom here. There's a great thing in my book that I wrote about, which is that the sun doesn't shine for itself. Rivers don't drink their own water. And flowers don't smell their own scent. Everything in nature is here to serve others. It's all part of an ecosystem. And humans, we're part of an ecosystem too, but we just have gotten a little bit lost, I think. And so when I feel like I need some guidance, I just come into nature, into a forest, into a park, like whatever you can do. There's so much nature available for us. I talk a lot about nature in my book. It's called Find Your Truth. I'm sure many of you watching this have come here from my book. It's actually an interactive book, so all the different chapters in my book I've made videos about, just like this one. I talk a lot about water, and as I'm talking about water, it's actually just starting to rain. If you look in the sky, it's actually a beautiful day. Loads of blues around. There's a few clouds. And it's just starting to dribble on me, so it's reminding me to talk about water. Water is incredible. There's a book called The Tao Te Ching, written by a guy called Lao Tzu a few thousand years ago. It talks about how we are water. We're made up mostly of water. That's mostly what you are. And if we live more like water, everything would be so much more harmonious. Water flows. Right? Water is so soft. You try and pick it up and it just falls between your hands, but water can erode mountains because it's persistent. Drip, 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 drip. Wears away a mountain after thousands of years. Water's always changing, it's always evolving. It moves from one state to another state to another state. Here we go, the sun is back. I love it. This life is a big game for me. Everything is a big game. And so everything has a meaning to me. I choose to give everything a meaning. So when it starts raining, it means something to me. How can we live more like water? How can we be soft but persistent? It's the most flexible. So flexible, right? You put it into a glass and it becomes the glass. You put it into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it into the ocean, it becomes the ocean. In your meditations, just really spend a whole meditation just looking at water, thinking about water, contemplating the nature of this substance that has been here since a long time. Some people believe water came from meteorites, like the ice in meteorites. When they hit the earth, the ice melted and then the water appeared. That's pretty cool if that's true, right? What do you think? When you ask yourselves these kind of questions, it just takes you out of context. It gives you like a bird's eye view. These plants, these trees, they communicate on levels that humans are just starting to figure out. Plants and trees have ways to communicate non-verbally. Right? They send themselves signals. I watched an amazing program recently where they believe that trees can talk to you telepathically, and I have full conversations with trees. I didn't used to. But now when I go and connect with a tree, I might hug it, I might just touch it, I might just sit next to it. I ask it questions and they give me answers. Everything has consciousness. Oh wow, the sun's coming out really bright now. Everything has consciousness. The sun, this beautiful sun, has consciousness. You can communicate with it. You can communicate with water, with the grass, with the earth. Just before I did this meditation, I just connected down to the earth. I imagined taking my consciousness down into the center of the earth, and I just asked to be guided with what this video should be. You see, in quantum mechanics, they teach that every particle in the universe is connected to every other particle in the universe by something called the quantum web. So that means right now every particle in my body is connected to every particle in the entire universe, and so is yours. So right now, as you're watching this, every particle in my body is communicating with your body, every single particle. How crazy is that? So when you think about the sun, you're actually connected to the sun. You just can't see the connections right now. It's this quantum web, we call it. Isn't it fascinating? I love and literally here, I don't know if you can see, so many bugs, caterpillars, there's now beetles, ants, flies, all just playing with me, butterflies, everything. And it's just took me a few minutes walk to get here. Humans, we work at this crazy fast pace, and it can be really good to come into nature just to balance yourself, just to reset yourself. There's something called forest bathing, which is where you just go into a forest and basically relax. Oh wow, what are you? an ant has found a blueberry or something, some kind of berry. It's carrying a whole berry. Ants are amazing, you know, the way that they work. I've always loved animals, studying animals, understanding how nature works. There's real wisdom in this. So your homework for today, if you choose to accept it, do a meditation and contemplate water. Let me know in the comments how you find it. The next day, do a meditation and contemplate a flower. See how it changes your whole life. Go spend time in nature. I love you all. You're doing amazing, and you've totally got this. Ooh.